Apocalyptic and post-apocalyptic epic movie is a subgenre of science fiction in which the civilization of Earth, or another planet, is collapsing or has collapsed. It starts with a big explosion and tells of the most devastating war humanity has ever experienced. The war lasted only an hour, but it destroyed the Earth's crust and reshaped the continental plates. The few people who remained created mobile cities that could be moved on wheels as needed. As well as some of these cities, a system called local Darwinism began to function. According to this system, larger cities could be called robber cities and take advantage of smaller ones to cause a change in the landscape. A young woman, wearing a scarf over her face and looking through a telescope, sees a huge city approaching. When the police officers realize that the big city is approaching, the woman returns to her small town. Everyone in the town panics, engines start, and within seconds the small town is ready, and within seconds the small town tries to flee. Many citizens of the big city enjoy watching the pursuit and rooting for their city's victory across class differences. The mayor of the big city, called Magnus, has ordered the operator to take all necessary measures. The people of the small town try their best to escape, but are eventually captured due to Magnus' orders. Eventually the city was destroyed by the urban predators. You can see all kinds of infrastructure. There are millions of statues in museums that are worshipped as gods in America. Tom is a simple historian apprentice working in a museum in a big city. On this day, the deputy mayor's daughter, Catherine Valentine, is waiting for a history lesson. Tom belatedly helps Catherine, but unlike the other elites, she is very friendly towards him. The two visit a museum and admire historical items such as smartphones and personal computers. When Catherine expresses an interest in war, Tom shows her war videos he retrieved from an old hard drive. Tom explains that a quantum energy weapon called Mad USA was used in the war and that it was the cause of the destruction of the Earth. She then reveals that the museum has some weapons technology, but some of it was lost because her superiors did not respond to her concerns about the technology. She puts the weapons away in a warehouse. Tom's boss, Herbert, overhears their conversation and demotes Tom to a lower position in the city, but Catherine stays with Tom. At the same time, the people of the city were put to flight, and the city later fell, ordered to cover their goods. However, the hijab girl managed to hide the knife. Tom and Catherine arrive at a low-class place and search. Their job is to collect and sell new electronics in the small town. Now Tom wants to see a high-quality toaster. Catherine's father, Valentine, admires Tom for his technical know-how. While they were talking, the employee brought up an old problem. Tom discovers nuclear weapon technology and gives it to Valerie. The way he talked about the gun made Tom uncomfortable. At this time, a girl wearing a headband approaches Valentine. While he was talking to the people, he was challenged by a girl who said it was about her mother, Pandora. Valerie was shocked to hear that name. Tom stops the girl before she can attack again, and Chuz plays the checkers as she runs. They all end up in a small town that is being destroyed. They were able to avoid the demolition. The workers arrive at Roip Island. The girl falls down the cliff and Tom catches her. Tom wanted to see the ugly scars on the girl's face. The girl tells him her name is Hester. Before she lets him go, she says that Valentine killed her mother. Hester falls off a cliff before Valentine arrives. Tom asks her about Pandora and looks at Valentine in disbelief. Since Valentine doesn't want to reveal anything, he throws Peter Tom in the trash behind Hester's back and remains innocent until his daughter arrives later. Catherine and Valentine were at their home when he asked about Pandora. Valentine denies his questions, but Catherine believes he is hiding something. Meanwhile, Tom catches a strange Valentine's Day, finds himself misplaced where he sleeps, and Hester steals his money. When he woke up, the girl had left him, but Tom followed her. She was furious with Tom for ruining the plan she had been planning for 6 months. Tom wanted the girl to help him get back to the town to train since it was his home, but the girl ignored him and continued on the main road of the town. Back in the city, the mayor is angry with Valentine for taking them to a small town with no food or water. Valentine mentions his ability to help Hester and Tom plan a nuclear project, saying it's the only thing that can help a town, but the mayor becomes suspicious of his plans that night. Hester and Tom are taking a break when they are attacked by some southern outlaws who are hunting people. An elderly couple came to the rescue in their SUV and rescued them from the robbers. The old couple gave them a small room to rest. After some time, she tells Tom that her mother Pandora is an archaeologist who likes to dig up ancient buried cultures. He joins Valerie, who is obsessed with Pandora, but it's too late. One day, Pandora finds out what Valentine wants, but she doesn't want him to get it that day. Valerie kills Pandora and cuts Hester's face in the process. Hester also mentions the necklace Pandora gave her before letting her escape. Hester weeps as she remembers her past sorrow during Valentine's visit to St. Mary's Church. Paul is reformed, the secret development of nuclear weapons, and the museum ancient technology disappeared from the museum. Valentine stole it for one purpose. He realizes that the cities are starting to disappear little they pursue, and soon the great cities will flee. Food and wealth, so he wanted to attack a stable kingdom. This kingdom has all the resources that their city needs for centuries. This city, a city of wealth, but kingdom itself, well protected by walls, hence Valentine wanted to build a weapon to destroy the city. Valentine hears about the found city when one of his friends tells him that it would be good to kill Hester. He goes to visit the creature trapped in a monster box. He tells Valentine that Hester has broken her promise, so he wants to kill her. Valentine releases the monster and destroys the base that holds the box. When the box sinks to the ocean floor, the robot emerges from the metal section and swims to the surface. Meanwhile, Kessling visits Tom's friend Bees to ask what his father is hiding from him. When Biss reveals that her father is also working on a secret project, Biss realizes that Valentine pushed Tom into the tunnel. Kessling is surprised by the war letter that Tom shows him while Hester is resting. Kessling couldn't believe it. Tom wakes up Hester and tells her that the car is heading south, so the two lie to each other. Tom finds a way out under the floorboards, but Hester is too injured to jump. Tom didn't want to leave them. People are captured, imprisoned, and sold into slavery in a small town. Hester is seen bribing a man. Then a girl stood out from the crowd and recognized Hester. The shopkeeper knows that the girl is a wanted criminal and a member of the anti-public, so he identifies Hester as the thief and tells Tom and Hester to run away, but was unsuccessful in his attempt to kill the people of dead Hester. When Hester arrives, she recognizes Shrek the robot. As they escape, Shrek captures them but is saved by Anna. Anna fights robots and bombs. Anna takes them to the plane and tells Hester that she looks just like her mother. Hester sees their interest and reveals how she met Shrek. Apparently, he found Valentine after he killed Pandora and became her guardian. Shrek raised him and helped him survive the world. He was the only remaining robot of his nature. One day he was killed. Shrek gets tired of seeing Hester all the time, so he creates an exoskeleton to turn her into a cyborg. Hester tells him that her plan will go through, but then finds out where Valentine is and runs away. Tom was shocked when he heard the news, and the two of them were taken to a city in the sky called Sky Paradise. There they met other members of the Anti-Relocation League. They continue to look into Valerie's suspicious activities and learn that they are connected to Pandora, so they recruit Hester to learn more about Valerie's plans. Hester tells them Valentine killed her mother to get a box. As they talk about the box, Tom remembers an employee who gave Valentine an old piece of technology that was used in the last battle. Eventually he learns that Valentine is planning to reactivate quantum energy, a weapon to destroy the Earth. He tells everyone that the box is the main computer system that activates the quantum energy weapon. The only way to stop the gun is to use the emergency button, the key that cancels the shooting sequence and returns to the city. Tom's boss, Herbert, tells Valentine about the old technology. Tom hides. Catherine and Beavis go to the museum and discover that the tools have been stolen. The director of the museum showed them the way to the Church of St. Paul. When they go to the church, they see a giant machine that Valentine names Medusa. Finally, he completed his mission and prepared to attack. Hiding behind a wall, they overhear Valentine talking about how to attack the kingdom. Meanwhile, the current mayor enters the church and orders the guards to arrest Valentine for legal tests. However, the guards remained, as a sign that they were now working for him. In the end, Valentine killed the mayor. All this was discovered by his daughter Catherine. Suddenly the lights go out and Shrek comes looking for Hester. The whole city was on fire and chaos ensued. Tom and Hester escape, but are confronted by members of the Anti-Traction League. When Shrek realizes that he has found someone he loves and is no longer happy, Hester begs him not to let her see him cry for someone, meaning he won't turn into robots. The seriously injured Shrek gives Hayes the necklace that Pandora gave him. Hester and Tom, members of the raiding party, arrive at the kingdom after meeting Sean and talking to him about Valentine's memories. Anna thought that it would help her to send the enemy ships to attack the cities, because if they attack, the life of the kingdom will be less. Sean orders the guards to attack the city before the attack, but Tom believes that the innocent people of the city should not be punished for Valencia's wrongdoings. Sean says that if there is another way to protect his town, he does this. Everyone starts preparing for war, and as Tom walks away, Hester realizes that his mother gave him a stack in the necklace. He and Tom ran away to look for Anna to tell her about the discovery, but by this time Valentine has arrived at the royal gates. He will activate the weapons of mass destruction and launch the first attack on the walls of the town. Residents of the area panicked and sought shelter to avoid the shockwave. After the first attack on Valentine, the system immediately ordered to renew the second attack. The loading time was long. After receiving emergency rescue, Anna and the rest of the anti-special forces, members of the Anti-P Special Alliance, Hester and Tom boarded the plane and flew to the city. Attack goes to London, and after some time right in the city, Anna asks Tom to take the plane, goes to the city and tries to kill Valentine. Valentine survives. They both fight in the sea and Stir enters it. Only 6 seconds left to attack again, but Hester manages to stop the explosion in the last seconds. Anna asks Catherine to runs away from him, looks at Hester. Then Valentine pushes Anna. Valentine finally focuses on his daughter Catherine outside and asks her to come with him to the hospital, where he saw that Valentine's men had killed all the workers. Valentine is furious that his original plan failed. He chose to destroy it by destroying the whole city in the east, and it made life difficult for both cities. Catherine tries to break in, but the system is broken. He informs Tom of the situation over the radio, then asks Catherine to open the engine door of his ship's aircraft engine system and launch a missile to destroy the engine, and hope the megacity doesn't collide with the ODS Empire. Meanwhile, Valentine gets on the plane and takes off to avoid the crash. However, Hester is confronted by a man who points a gun at her. Hester, frustrated by Valentine's plan to take advantage of the situation, grabs his gun and puts her on the plane. Hester gets up and starts to fight. With great strength, Valentine tries to stab Hester, but she quickly pulls out a hidden razor and cuts Valentine's face. He tries to scare the girl, but sees a way out, and when he is safe, he jumps into the car that Tom is driving under the plane. Tom angrily shoots a missile at Valentine's enemy plane, causing it to fall to the ground, but he survives. Unfortunately, the plane lands on the runway of a city, and he crashes to death. The great city stopped suddenly seconds before it crashed into the wall and lost all its people. The movie ends with them entering the kingdom, hoping to start a new life. The film ends with Tom and Hester embracing each other, deepening their relationship and vowing to travel the world together. Subscribe to help the channel.